Isolation day 102, Sunday the 28th of June. I hope you're all well and you're looking after yourselves. So it's been 7 weeks to the day that I transitioned from keto to low-fat plant-based whole food, and this is the time of the week that I give you an overview. It's been a mixed bag this week, so let me show you the summary analysis, and I'll also show you the Medtronic report. This is the day-by-day analysis, 22nd of June to the 28th of June, and the average for the week. And I look at 8 different individual items, which is the number of blood glucose readings I took. Average on a day was 12 this week. Calories went from 985 to 1,145. As I promised last week, I wanted to eat more calories. I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose any more weight, and I did that. The reason these 2 days, which is June the 27th and June the 28th, have been highlighted is because they're relatively low calorie days, mainly because on both days I woke up and my blood sugars were sky high. I have been unwell. As I mentioned yesterday, my sinus has been playing up and I just feel a bit under the weather. And it is a surefire sign that I'm unwell when I wake up and my blood sugars are 12 or 14. I mean, there was no apparent reason why that was the case. So I didn't consume as much food, trying to control my bloods. Yeah, I'll show you that in a little bit. Fat consumption actually went up on average from 10 to 11. Carbs consumed about even, 192 last week, 179 this week. Total insulin consumed went up, but then it would because I'm consuming more calories. And total insulin to carb ratio went from 10.1 to 8.7. Now, I think that is predominantly to do with these last couple of days, whereby it's not an even week really. It's very difficult to compare weeks when I'm well one week and then ill for a couple of days of the next if I'm doing an average. One move again is I'm almost a unit down on average in basal insulin usage, even though I was ill for a couple of days, and my carb to bolus insulin has changed dramatically based on these last 2 days again. So let's look at the summary. This is when I was on keto, this column here, and this is week 7. So you can see fat consumed was 102 grams, now it was 12, so an 88% decrease. Total insulin consumed, 31.5 units and 20.7 units, so a 34% decrease. That is slightly down on the previous week. Basal insulin has decreased further from 40 to 43%. I showed you the other night that actually we're at 50%. This was an average for the week. Carbs consumed are still 300% what it was when I was on keto, and my carb to insulin ratio is still almost 5 times as high. So I'm not worried about any of this. What I need to have is a week of not being ill, and then it is more comparable. So let's see what happens the following week. This is the Medtronic CareLink report, and you can see last week I had 31 episodes of being low. This week there are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. So look, 8 episodes less of going low, which is a bit of a win. You know, it's moving in the right direction. I did have periods of time where, you know, it was pretty good. Monday to probably Wednesday was pretty good. And yeah, and then you can see here, both mornings, 7 o'clock in the morning, 5.7 at 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, 12.1. Well, yes, that was on the morning of my birthday. What a birthday present that was. Just a bit frustrating, really. But I didn't feel well at all, and I certainly didn't feel well Sunday, and the same thing happened Sunday. You can even see, look, Sunday night, 6.3 to 14.2. It just wasn't quite right. My bloods are not right these these final 2 days. So I wanted to show you that to say, look, there are positives here. I am starting to get on top of everything that's happening here. You can see here there's a consistency, but at 12 o'clock at night. So I've reduced the basal insulin further, as I mentioned, and I'm hoping to avoid that happening when I'm not feeling ill. I hope you can see that there are positives and negatives there. The positives are that I'm not going super high after food. I'm still consuming more and more carbs, more and more calories, and I'm not going super high after I've eaten. The only time I'm having problems with high blood sugars are when I feel unwell and when I'm pretty sure I am unwell. That's where we are this week. I am putting my CGM on tonight, and I will make sure I give you a full analysis of how that's gone in the next few days. I am concerned that I'm a little bit unwell at the moment, and that's affecting my blood sugars. It's never a really very nice feeling, and it's always a bit of a battle, to be honest. But for tonight, I will leave it there. I hope that's been of value to you, because I'm still of the opinion that having your basal rate at 50% of where it was and consuming food that's 4, 5, 6 times the amount of food that you were consuming 6, 7 weeks ago without the astronomical spikes in blood sugar, that is reason alone to pursue this and to keep on going and to get to the bottom of what is or isn't happening here. So have a good night. I will catch up with you all tomorrow. Thanks.